Hi guys to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Root, and we give a welcome back, I should say. It's been 1 year by now, but we give a welcome back to Kjell Braaten. How are you, Kjell?
Hi there. I'm doing very good, and it's a pleasure to be back here talking to you again.
Yeah,
Really looking.
yeah, because last time we spoke, you were releasing Ragnarok, so
Yeah,
that's where we left, and then of course the summer started. You started to perform in the market that I think will happen in the end of this month as well. But since then, I mean, how was the summer season, the festival season, the market season? Because I think you stopped for a couple of months.
it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, it started actually in the beginning of May, and I kept traveling until almost until actually the last part of the tour was in November.
Well,
So it was a long one.
yeah.
And then I had time off, and I started again in February, and I've been traveling for almost 8 weeks together since February.
So let's say there has been completely zero rest at least for that.
No, 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 no rest for the wicked.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, in these all these like I said, you had as well like before going to talk about the upcoming collaboration release with
Yeah,
Neumer. So
yeah,
I started this collaboration because as Poison Rock, because I have to speak by myself. It's because I always say we, but people say who? Who else? So
yeah,
Poison Rock
exactly. Yeah,
as
yeah.
Ada because it's me. I all know Neomar. I interviewed him and we talk a lot, especially about this his last new album. That's amazing. The study behind Egyptology. It's something
Yeah.
I never saw and listened. So you ended up to, of course, collaborating with them because you're like everyone was your brother in their project.
Yeah, I'm me. I like to explore and to expand and learn new
Yeah,
things and try things, and I love these things. So yeah, of
yeah,
course. And I also love those guys. So
yeah.
of
So and I was
course I
thinking
ended up.
about this piece. It was just one song that you did with them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'll start this collaboration just and as well. The song was picked by them or just how everything like
Uh,
started this kind of
yeah, because they
collaboration.
were they were working on this new concept that I really find interesting from Egypt, and they've been there studying and spending a lot of time working with
Yeah.
this. And they asked me if I would like to join them for a song on the album, which is actually one of the oldest known melodies that ever was found.
Okay. Yeah.
And they asked me if I would join in and try to play this on my wooden lure, the Norwegian wooden horn,
Okay.
because they think that it might have been played on trumpets.
Yeah.
Very very fast discovered that that's probably not the case because the lures have this natural tone scale. You can only play if you're good. You can play like 7 tones on it.
Okay.
And this was kind of chromatic for those who knows the term, which means that it's not really possible to play all those tones on this horn. So I spent
Yeah.
quite much time to bending the physics laws to be able to actually make the recording, which I managed by the end of it
Hey.
to play it.
So there's a
And
little
it
bit
was
of backstage happening during this because that was I think it's going forth by day. Was that the song that you would?
yeah.
So
That's the,
yep.
mm. Yeah, sorry, the audio is clipping a little bit, so it's sometimes I
So
don't
yeah, I
hear
was
you.
saying that the song was like going forth by day.
Yeah, I think that was the song. It's or the album title. I,
Yeah.
I
And
honestly
it was
remember.
your first time approaching because they had this huge Egyptian topic and history behind it, which is really I don't want to say say culture. It was your first time approaching with this the Egyptian culture because you
Yeah,
approach it with every culture almost existing in the world. You so.
Yeah, I mean, I like working with this ancient
Yeah,
weird stuff, and a lot of people think of me as doing Viking music because, or well, there is no such thing as Viking music,
yeah,
but
kind of.
because I teach about
Yeah,
instruments and all of that, but long before I started that, I mean, I've been doing this ancient Nordic stuff for 25 years now. But even long before that, I was working with music from all sorts of cultures,
yeah,
and so for me, the Viking part of it is just because that's my home roots.
yeah.
But
But
it's if
that's
I would stick to only that, I would find that so boring. So
I
so I
mean,
need
yeah,
to
because
reach out all the
I
time.
mean, every time I listen, because I think you are one of the few musicians that or artists that every time that someone refer to I don't know Mirkur, Katiran, Runa Hill as a Viking musician, I just like, wait a second. I just take your just take Blotta or your previous work and just put it there and say, listen that. Oh, this is from India. It's a tribal. I said, no, yeah, it is, but it's from the same place, same roots. No, no, I should
Yeah.
from India. No, I know the and it's like an argument. I know who's playing behind it. It's because you like Jonas, like Rune, have traveled and explored countries, and you took these, especially you took all the to learn and try to understand the culture, and let's say mainly your music has a tribal and indigenous sound from the place
Yeah,
that
yeah,
more
yeah.
Viking. Please, is not all the time Viking music. It never
Oh no,
existed Viking music,
I've
never.
been working a lot with like Native American music, with
Yeah,
I've been yeah, like now with Lithuanian music. I've
yeah,
been working a
exactly.
lot with Arab music, with Persian music. I've done a lot of different projects with the different cultural music.
Yeah, and where we can hear Persian, because now I'm curious, because you mentioned
Oh,
Persian music.
actually, yeah, it's a bit difficult to find it actually, but there is a video online with me and my ex-girlfriend
Okay.
Vibeke Köhler. We did a project. It's an absolutely amazing project. It's called Skygger fra Morgenlandet. And so what we did was that we were granted access to a library that has collected all the known film material filmed in
Okay,
the Ottoman Empire while it was still operative.
that's beautiful.
And there's literally tens
Everything.
of hours of film there. And I was granted access to this, so I chose and I took out all the clips that I wanted, and I created a 40 minutes movie, a travel where you start in Sarajevo in Europe, and you
Yeah,
travel all across the Ottoman Empire,
one
and you
empire.
end up in the coast of Morocco, looking back at Europe. So we start in Europe, you go all
Yeah,
through the Ottoman Empire, and you stop at the
in
end of the empire, watching back at the start.
that's
And
beautiful.
then we made a performance. So I converted songs written by composers living in the Ottoman Empire,
Okay,
and I converted them into my Nordic instruments, and I used loopers and such, and performed all the music myself
yeah,
while Vibeke were producing text and doing performance. And we showed the movie on the screen at the same time.
that's
And it was filmed, it's out there on YouTube. It's not on my channel though. It was put
yeah,
out
yeah,
by the project called Rap in Bergen, who hosted the program. But it's out there,
it's
so it's
beautiful.
possible to find it.
And
It's
it's
absolutely
interesting.
cool.
And yeah, so we see you see in your music, like in your music, in Kjell Braaten, we have as well all this culture that shape you, and maybe will shape you your future music as well. They always shape your music, and I think we can hear it even in a Blota in the lastest, let's say, new material you released back almost 2 years ago. It was, yeah, 2 years ago. Blota was released.
Yes, yes.
I know, because I had my day one, day two. Every your album is, I recommend to any patient, start for the first song, day one, last song, day, I don't know, 12, 10, like a process of healing. That's always, and it's working. You should start a business with that. Yeah, to propose it to
Yeah.
school or to therapy. Yeah, it's really helpful. But
Yeah,
just
it's a very worked through album.
yeah,
It's the
it's
every song
beautiful.
has its very
It's one of
specific meaning.
you know that I love Blood. It's one of my favorite album and of all the time. So I said that,
So
yeah, it's something that never, no one, that it has a soul, it has a healing, really, that you can feel it since the first song until the last. You can feel the release at the last. The last,
it's
you created something that at
yeah, no, yeah. After all, I mean, it was my own ritual to
yeah,
get on with my life after a really, really hard period. And yeah, yeah, we talked about this before,
yeah,
so some
yeah,
people
yeah.
can
Yeah,
run back
they
back
can
to
just,
that.
they can go back 2 years ago and listen, because we were going really deep throughout the song. But right now there is this Lithuanian woman that I think that is not the first time that you met them, because I remember we spoke about that you were going to perform or met this woman in Bergen, if am I right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly that's right.
Okay.
So what happened was that I was contacted back in I think it was 2019
Okay.
by this project in Lithuania called Stuba, which is some absolutely wonderful woman who's also cooperating with Skaidra Jakante. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing all these names correctly though. I'm so sorry, Skaidra, if I didn't. And and also the really nice artist Zivile. I'm sorry, Zivile. I'm not even gonna try your last name.
So,
But so they invited me into this project because what they're doing in Lithuania, they used to have this is coming back to. They used to have this very special singing tradition, which is it reminds slightly about canon, but it's not. So it's really interesting and it
yeah.
sounds really enchanting. And their aim was to and this kind of music is one of the first music types that was listed on the UNESCO list
Okay.
of
So it's
yeah,
okay.
so
So
it's a
let's say that
preserved culture.
it's kind of let's say well, it's conserved, or it's nominated by UNESCO to be part
It's
of UNESCO.
protected.
Yeah, it's protected.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the aim the Stuba project has is to bring this back to the humans today and bring it back to the culture that they have, because these cultures were banned when they were taken into that union that they were back in the days
Yeah.
with the Baltic countries.
Yeah.
And they couldn't use this. Even the language was banned, and they couldn't use this. So they're trying to take this back, and it's growing. It's really growing in Lithuania.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. And they asked me if I wanted to take part of this project. I think a bit because of my work with making ancient cultures
Yeah.
available to young people, which I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, this I found this immensely interesting. So we applied for some money to be able to do this project, and
Yeah.
then the corona hit, and we couldn't do it for 2 years.
Okay. So
But
it was,
finally,
yeah, it was back
yeah,
before the COVID. Yeah.
yeah, because traveling across
Yeah.
countries and such isn't
It wasn't
exactly
possible.
easy.
Yeah.
No, but after the corona, we managed to get together. So all the ladies, the Stuba, Skaidra, and Zivil came and we met up in Stavanger in Norway, and we did some workshops. We were lending the Lithuanian cultural house in a little village out of Stavanger.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful place. And we did a 1 week workshop where we worked with the Sutatines. They taught me how to do this, and we were talking about how can we do this to reach out to people, and the Lithuanian community around there joined in, and we made a really nice concert in a local really old church. And then we did it in Bergen, or outside Bergen. And by the end of this meeting, we actually had half a day extra, so we managed to just hit the road and get out to my place. And literally
Okay.
in my living room, I just threw up those microphones I had available, and we just recorded. So
The
the
easiest way.
recordings are. But finally now, after I managed to get back to Lithuania last year, and I played at a couple of at a really nice festival. and I also did some concerts, and we met up, and I did some lectures about Viking music at schools and such. And now finally we can present those recordings on the upcoming EP
that you recorded at your place, of course, that you mastered,
yes.
and that you take, because
Yeah.
it's not just recording with a microphone on a living room. They were mastered and
I spent some time mixing and mastering, which is, that's what is my education. I'm a sound engineer and mastering engineer,
of course.
But so I'm really thrilled to finally be able to share this treasure of a project, and I really hope that we can manage to get back together and do some like even more proper recordings with I mean, now we were like literally singing into instrument microphones and whatever we could find.
Of course, it was like improvised recording, let's say.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty good, and I'm really proud of being part of this project. I really fallen in love with the Surtatinus as a musical style, and I also really fallen in love with the Lithuanian culture and the Lithuanian.
Yeah, because it's a beautiful way to bring this culture as well in because it's just not only in Europe, it's just in the world, like in the people, everyone, people even from the opposite side of the world in US, I don't know, they can just listen and see how many different culture we have in Europe. Like, because they think maybe sometimes people think that in Europe we might have one or two tribal, or maybe that we don't have not tribal, not native people, but it's the opposite. We have a lot of like native music, and I think in your journey to Italy you saw and experienced that too.
I mean, just look at Italy. There's so many different types of traditional music.
I know. Yeah. I don't know if you met the Byzantine, if you met the Arabs, the Arabic one, the Normans, the Greek, the Roman. There's Etruscan. I don't.
Many different.
We can go for days talking about the invasion we had.
Yeah, and amongst other, a person you really should talk to, by the way, is Ilaria Orifes.
Yeah, I know. She's from Sardinia.
Yeah, she's absolutely mind-blowing. She was part of the live setup with Nevala also. You should really talk to her. She's amazing.
Because as a former myself historian about Sicily, I think maybe she might know something about Sardinia. So we can do like about history of Sardinia and Sicily, which is, I think, not very known in the world, because people have their mind that the Sicily might be just mafia. That's what they know, that these 50s. But come on, we start with the Greek, Roman, then we ended up to have Normans, so Vikings for people, and then we ended up to have German, French, Spanish. Just, I don't know how many people.
Take all these people and just take them to Matera and tell them the story about this place. I mean, there's been living people there for more than, I mean, how long has there been people there? I mean, that's at least 6,000 years.
Yeah, even prior to the famous Roman Empire. Yeah. Etruscan.
Exactly.
Yeah, Byzantine. I mean, Longobards. Just name it, because Italy used to be as not a nation, not a unique country. It was let's say, you had republic, you had small reign, you had just a small country. So it's a little bit of small, let's say, pieces that they were put together at the end of the 19th century. But before that, and thousands of years prior, we had just invasion. And so sometimes we tend to say, who are our native, who are a native? We are a mixture of everything. That's what we say sometimes, because we have instrument coming from Norway, for example. We found out in Sicily. So how do we have that? And now it's used in the folkloristic music in Sicily. But I'm gonna send you something about that.
Yeah, I mean, most instruments we have here in Norway comes from the Mideast and the Roman areas. There's literally almost nothing that we came up with ourselves up here.
And yeah, because mainly, let's say, Greek maybe brought something, the Roman Empire, the meeting of
Yeah,
Egyptian, which they
yeah,
brought a lot in the Roman Empire as well, with the Ptolemaitis, with the Cleopatra, let's say, family origins.
yeah.
I love when we talk about history. I could talk for hours about history, because having the actually access to the chronicles, so to the resource of the medieval times, even before Greek times.
Yeah.
One day I will show you some places, because we have the Valley of the.
Love that.
I don't know if you think in Greece it's called the Valley of the King, something like that. It is amazing, a gigantic temple. So from Greece, we have it here in Sicily too, and it's mind blowing. And every place you go, you have this Greek temple, but then you have
Mhm.
this Roman thing, and you're like, oh, you're confused, and all these Arabs, Norman, you have everything condensed in one small island, and you don't understand.
Mhm.
So that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it. But just coming back to this amazing Lithuanian woman, because you're releasing, you already released the first single, or it's about to be released.
It's releasing on the 15th of May.
Oh man, okay, so
So,
yeah,
but there's
yeah,
already a little preview out there, and you can pre-save it to Spotify and
okay,
Deezer and such.
because it's
So I posted a link today about it. So if you go
yeah,
to my profile, you will find it.
and it's called
And
Tureio Liepa. I don't know the pronunciation. You have to help me here.
yeah, Trueo Liepa.
Liepa, okay. And
Yeah, yeah. I won't guarantee that I'm pronouncing it all
that's
correct, though. It's Lithuanian.
yeah.
It's actually ancient Lithuanian. It's not modern Lithuanian.
So the lyrics and the words used
Yeah, so some
in.
of the lyrics in these songs, we don't really exactly know what all the words means anymore.
Okay. So let's say there is some song, because there is a song that it's like say prefacing the release of an EP, which is a serendipitous meeting. Was like the meeting of all of you. This what you call it,
Yeah,
serendipitous.
that's a description about how all of this came together, and because the music is, it's not, some of
Yeah.
the EP will be in Sutartines,
Okay.
but most of it is a kind of a fusion where they do the Sutartines, and we have Skaidra, which with us, which
Okay.
is just like, I can't even start about talking about her experience with music, but she's a highly educated choir master. She's
Wow.
a really professional opera singer. She's
Mind
just
blowing.
mind blowing what
Yeah.
she can do with voice, and her knowledge about music. It's just mind blowing. She's amazing, and she's just playing around on top of this, and I join in with my voice, doing some basses and playing some Kravik lyre and
Yeah.
stomping and doing some rhythms and such, and we all created this. So the Tverja Liepa, the first song, it almost sounds a little bit like West African blues mixed up with Lithuanian culture, mixed up with some Nordic stuff.
It's
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 hard to put it in.
Yeah, because it has as well,
So
like I think a little bit of your influences as well as music, because you're playing, you're performing there. So you have, let's say, your essence, your energy is in that as well. And
yeah.
I said it's kind of prefacing the releasing of the EP that is going to be releasing on September.
Yeah, we
It's
wanted to release it
okay,
this spring, but things takes a little bit of time
okay,
when I'm traveling, as I've been doing with the Sami project, which I've been around with now.
yeah,
So I literally just didn't manage to make it finished in time. So we released the first single now, and then we will
okay,
release one single in the autumn, and then the EP
okay.
will come out.
And
Mm.
of course, and we will see as well some performing of this project, Lithuanian project. I mean, you have in mind of performing like not with them. I don't know, even in Lithuania. I don't know, there's a thought of on bringing this EP live, and that's what they made them when I was.
I really hope we can do it. All depends on if we can get any fundings for it, though, because
Yeah,
it's pretty expensive to do these cross-cultural things with travel, and it costs a lot of money, and so we are dependent on if we can get some fundings for it, and we really want to do more work. I love working with these people. I mean, they're absolutely amazing people, and music is so inspiring.
Yeah.
So I would definitely to work more with them, and we hope that the release of the EP can at least
Well,
help out with
yeah.
some founding.
Yeah, of
So
course.
we did get funded for the first meeting,
Okay.
and which was how we managed to do it.
Yeah.
So we really hope to be able to do some more.
And one of the best ways, just like you say, to support, especially when the EP is going to be released and the single is going to be released, that people can see it and find it like in your website, and I think in every platform. I don't know if
Exactly.
you're planning to release a physical copy of it or not, but I think it being an EP is better like a digital copy.
Yeah, unfortunately, we really cannot afford
Yeah, I guess
printing
it's
it.
true. But right now you mentioned to be traveling with the Sami project. So you, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do have this really wonderful project. I love it so much. It's called Vibe Mugella, which is Sami and means the language of the heart.
okay,
And the project is a project for order for we have this system in Norway. It's called the cultural school rucksack.
okay,
And what it is, it's a official program from the government that aims at bringing artists and art
okay.
into the school.
Which is important.
So so they bring artists can make shows or performances based on what the children are supposed to learn, but then they do learn teach it via art. So we had this project with Nina Nesheim from Stavanger, who is this she's the most amazing storyteller I've ever met.
Wow.
And then we have Marit Hetta from she lives in Alta. She's from Matse up in the far north, and she's Sami obviously, who talks about her how she grew up and how she found the yoik, the singing tradition,
Yeah,
and how she get her drum grandma and such. And I created the music and the atmospheres and the background sounds for the story.
yeah, for this.
And we traveled around that at the primary schools in Norway, and we performed this performance for children. So we would do like 2 or 3 shows a day, and teach them about the Sami culture.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's something that I think everyone in the world they should do. So they are just teaching to the kids the stories. It
yeah,
doesn't have to be musical, just stories, art throughout the setting with music, storytelling. It's a beautiful way to learning, and really many people should take example from Norway in this case because it's how kids get entertained and interested in art. That's how in the
exactly.
future we can have more musicians to keep alive the
Yeah,
tradition. Not maybe to leave
yeah,
it fully, but just keep alive to remember. So
yeah.
that's really beautiful. And there's a way they can find, I don't know, even these Sami music artists somewhere that you can find.
You can find Marit around. She's
Okay.
around at streaming sites with a project called Maret.
Okay.
And you can also you will find her if you look through my page. I posted
Okay.
about the project, links to her. You can also, if you go back to my Ferd album,
Okay.
there's a song there where Marit is yoiking a bear yoik on one of
Okay.
my songs.
So
Yeah, so
it's beautiful. You gave me a little bit of idea about who interview who as a topic because we need as well to spread these views and these culture and these differences because are beautiful. The world is beautiful because it's so different and varies. But before we end, Shall, I want to just really quickly where we can see you this summer performing. I mean, at least in the next week, in the next month, just for what you can see.
yeah. So I'll most of the summer I'll be around at Viking markets in
Okay.
Norway, which is what I normally would do. I will also I'm very happy to be invited to go and do a lecture and a campfire skaldic show at in Brittany at the Solskin Festival. I really hope to see some of you guys there. It's going to be a blast. There's so
Yeah.
many nice artists, and I'm going to go there. Niklan will be there. There will
Yeah,
be
I
so
read
much
that.
more.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a
so
beautiful
I
festival.
really look forward to that. Yeah, and then by the autumn, I will go back and do some more traveling with the Sami project, which are
Okay.
closed shows to the school.
No, no, of course
So it's not
it's for kids. That's for kids.
for
That's for kids. That's not for us.
yeah,
That's for
but
them.
we are planning to and working on making a performance with by Miguela that could be also performed on other stages for other people. As for now, it's very aimed at children, but I think most people would love the story anyways.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we are planning to try that.
Let's hope so. But at least for that, I hope to see you in some of these festival shops. And thank you so much. Enjoy this free day, which is a holiday for everyone. And thank you. It was really a pleasure. And I leave you to your day of rest and a holiday. And waiting for some new material somehow, somewhere, well.
Yeah, well, there are things coming, and keep an eye out. There will be stuff announced this autumn.
Thank you so much. See you really soon, and good luck with this project. Bye. Bye. Thank you for everything. Bye. Bye.